read that on your way in, man?
Respectfully, I'm not going to answer any questions.
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Mind if I get your name and badge number?
Yeah, my name's Investigator Ryan Metter with the Illinois Secretary of State Police.
Yes, sir.
Are you a First Amendment auditor? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just a citizen exercising constitutional rights today.
Sure. So, as you know, there's a sign there that says notice recording or photography of any type is not allowed.
Okay.
Yep. So we can't have you videotaping inside the facility. And there's that. State's case law favors. State of Illinois has to not allow the recording or photography of any type in Secretary of State facilities. All inquiries should be directed to the Secretary of State Office of the General Counsel, 217-785-3094, and ask for Pamela.
Do you have any case law attached with this that you'd be willing to provide me, or?
Contact the General Counsel, and they'll be able to give it to you. So, do you have your ID on you?
No, I don't actually.
Okay. What's your name, partner?
Am I being detained right now?
I mean, unless the Secretary of State wants you trespass, that's why I'm trying to get your name.
Okay. What statute would that be trespassing under? State-supported land?
Well, you disregarded a sign that says recording of any type is not allowed, so you violated that sign.
So you are suspecting me of trespassing?
I'm saying if we want to trespass you, I would need your name. So
I am being trespassed?
As of right now, you're not being trespassed.
Okay. So as of right now, I'm not under suspicion of a crime.
Okay, here's the thing though. If you show back up and you cause issues, then we'll have your name.
Nobody even asked me to leave.
Okay. Well, they're asking you to leave.
Okay. Or respectfully, I'm going to decline.
Okay. So now you are trespassing.
Today's video hits the ground running as we step into a situation where officers walk in with authority but zero understanding of the law. A man simply exercising his rights becomes their target, and instead of enforcing the Constitution, they enforce their feelings. Watch how they immediately attempt to twist a policy sign into a criminal offense, ignoring that no statute backs them up. From the very first exchange, you can feel the tension rising as the man refuses to be bullied off public.
So what is your name?
Would you mind, before we move any more forward, because I'm gonna do you a favor.
Yeah.
Okay, before anybody loses qualified immunity, look up the statute that you're willing to trespass me under and cite that. I promise you it.
Okay. Are you refusing to leave the property?
Will I be arrested if I don't leave?
You'll be cited. Yeah.
I'll be cited with what citing?
Criminal trespass to property. Actually, it's criminal trespass to state-supported property. Because you're refusing.
Look that statute up, and it will be in plain text why I am not in violation of that statute. I've just been through this. I'm doing you a favor, Metter, Officer Metter.
Yeah, you got the name right. Yep.
And
most people mispronounce it. So
well, you gave it to me first, and I appreciate that. Obviously, in the heat of the moment, that I'm not very confrontational at all. I'm not looking for a confrontation, but I'm not looking to have my rights stepped on.
I understand. I respect that. I respect your, I appreciate that and everything. And like I said, I'm just telling you that, that's why I gave you that piece of paper, okay? And here's the thing: I'm not looking at writing you a ticket.
Right.
I'm not wanting to go down that. I'm just wanting you to respect your rights.
So
like
the summons. Yeah, the summons for the ticket, would that go to the municipal court in Salem?
It would go to the Marion County Courthouse.
Okay. I'm gonna do you one last favor here.
I'm not telling you I'm trespassing you, but I would like your name for my case.
Yeah, and I understand how that goes, but no matter what, I'm not gonna give it. I'm gonna do one last favor for everybody here. Call Tim Hudspeth. You're gonna do yourself a very big favor with your career, and I'm not trying to be a dick. Yeah. I know it sounds very pretentious me saying that. Call Tim Hudspeth right now, and I promise you he will tell you I'm fine to do what I'm doing. That's the bottom line. He doesn't know me personally, but I just dealt with him personally. Call Tim Hudspeth. He's going to be the prosecutor. He's going to know what I'm doing. It doesn't matter who does it. If you're off shift, if any one of them guys in there decide to come in here and record, we have the right to do it.
Well, here's the thing. I appreciate what you're doing, okay? I'm not, like I said, I'm a full advocate for people using their rights. Okay?
Sure.
But with it being a Secretary of State So they have their own policy, and as far as the general counsel goes also, that's why we give you the number for the general counsel, is a lot of people have social security cards, birth certificates, other things out here that we don't want people recording. You know what I mean?
Well, they shouldn't be dealing with that in public, though. You know, if they're going to do...
They have to do that inside.
As the officers push harder, demanding ID without probable cause, the man fires back with the one thing they didn't expect knowledge. He calmly asks for the statute behind their claim, and suddenly the situation gets quiet. Instead of citing law, they start circling around policies and opinions, exposing just how unprepared they truly are. When he warns them about losing qualified immunity, they brush it aside, unaware they're already neck-deep in a legal disaster waiting to happen.
They can take them somewhere private. So 720, let me see if I remember this right. 720 ILCS 521-5, that's criminal trespass to state-supported land. And I'm going to read it right from the illa.gov.
They want you trespass.
You mind if I get your name and badge number? I didn't get.
Detective Swagler.
Detective Swagler?
Yes, sir. 295, Salem Police Department.
295, I appreciate that.
Yep.
I'm going to read you, and I know this will be my third time saying it, but this will be the last favor that I do everybody here. A5, under criminal trespass to state-supported land, right? A person commits criminal trespass to state-supported land when he or she enters upon a right-of-way, including facilities and improvements thereon. No, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong section here.
Different guy who's refusing to give his name and maybe you want to trespass.
A person commits criminal trespass to state-supported land when he or she enters upon land supported in whole or in part with state funds or federal funds administered, granted through state agencies or any building on the land by presenting false documents or falsely representing his or her identity orally. I haven't done that, right? We'll skip to the part where this will apply, what it doesn't apply. Okay? If I refuse to leave, well, I'm going to go back inside.
And now he's stating he's going to go back inside.
Absolutely, I have the right to. I came out here on my own free will, not because I was being detained. Just do me a favor.
You're allowed to stay outside, but you can't record inside.
I'm allowed to be inside also.
Okay, he's arguing that he is.
17,000, 1512.
When I remain upon the land or in the building, here's the important part, and who thereby interferes with another person's lawful use or enjoyment of the building or land. How does me exercising my First Amendment constitutionally protected right interfere with anybody's lawful use or enjoyment of this building? I promise you, I told these guys, call Tim Hudspeth. It's gonna...
Alright guys, this is where everything starts to crumble for the officers. The man begins reciting the actual state-supported property statute, word for word, tearing their entire claim apart in front of their own body cameras. You can practically see the frustration growing as they realize nothing they're saying holds weight. Even when he advises them clearly to call the prosecuting attorney who already knows the law, they ignore him. It becomes painfully obvious they're more interested in forcing compliance than following the Constitution.
Save you guys from having to lose your qualified immunity over this. This is clearly established. The prosecutor of Salem, of Marion County, knows exactly what I'm doing, and he will tell you.
Here's the deal.
You do yourself a favor and speak with him.
I told you my first name. Can I at least get your first name so I'm not saying sir?
Respectfully, I'm not going to. You can just call me sir. I appreciate that.
Okay, sir, you're not allowed on the property. You're not allowed inside. Okay, you're trespassed. Okay, so you're not allowed.
By who?
The Illinois Secretary of State.
So you're
by trespass.
So you're
And
not
now
going to call Tim
as a
Hudspeth?
state officer, right now I'm trespassing you from the property. Whether or not you have a right to be somewhere, the people who have this property have a right to trespass you.
Well, it's public property.
Yeah, but we can trespass you from this property, okay, because it's state property.
So you're just going to not even do yourself the favor and call Tim Hudspeth?
I called my sergeant. That's all I need to call.
But the prosecuting attorney of this county, you're not willing to count?
State policy dictates exactly what I gave you.
Well, respectfully, I'm trying to help you here, right? Because I'm not. You're misinformed. I've already been through this in the area, in Marion County, with Tim Hudspeth. Okay. No, you don't understand, or you don't care.
I appreciate what you have to say.
I don't feel like you do, because you're trying to violate my rights and you're not even willing to go through any single route to rectify your mistake right now. So under the authority of who?
The Illinois Secretary of State Police.
Because it's going to come down on yourself personally and your department.
You have the number for our general counsel. For the
I don't
Secretary
need
of State.
counsel to exercise my constitutionally given rights.
Yeah, I understand that. So I'm
So
going
you
to ask
just
you to
don't
leave the
care
property,
then?
okay?
So you
And
just don't care?
Are you refusing to identify yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I need a fingerprint check.
Is your body camera on?
It is on. Everybody's in.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. So, are you refusing to leave the property?
Am I going to be arrested if I
Yes,
don't leave?
you are.
Under what authority?
Under the authority of the Illinois Secretary of State Police.
So, because I've
The
never...
authority given to me by the state of Illinois.
Okay, so what exactly would happen?
The officers escalate by declaring him trespassed, but again, without any statutory foundation. When confronted, they shift their story, jumping from trespass to failure to identify, trying to stack charges that don't even apply. The man challenges every claim with precision, exposing their lack of legal footing. This entire segment shows exactly how fragile their position is. They rely on authority, not law, and the moment they face someone who understands his rights, the cracks split open.
Well, normally I would just write you a ticket and send you on your way for criminal trespass, okay?
But because I'm being so defiant, it's going to escalate.
What it is, it's failure to identify. So I have to write a name on that ticket.
So you suspect me of a crime?
I do.
So I've been detained this whole time?
Right now you are, because you're refusing to leave the property.
So if I leave, if I just walk away right now, then what?
Then I'm going to let you walk away, because I don't want to write you a ticket. I don't want to take you to jail. If you stay
Okay.
on this property any longer, then I am going to have to put handcuffs on you and take you to the jail.
Well, I don't
and
want
fingerprint
that.
you. I don't want that either, because
It seems like you do.
no, I don't.
You're not even willing to go down an avenue that I've given
you know what time I
you.
get off work? 4 o'clock. 4:16.
Nobody's
I don't
forcing
really
you to
want
violate my rights right now, sir.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You don't even do yourself the favor of calling him, though. Like
I
I'm
called my
obviously.
sergeant. That's all I need to call. And I provided you documentation from our legal counsel as far as a
Would either
number
one
for
of
to
you be
call.
willing to call Tim Hudspeth?
This is Secretary of State property. Secretary of State is
And I just read you the statute that he was trying
And I
to
just told you.
cite me with.
And I just told
so
you what I had to
nobody's
say.
willing to even save yourselves the qualified immunity.
From what I'm gathering, we're kind of at an impasse, right?
Well, yeah, because I'm exercising rights and you're violating rights. That's the
I'm
impasse.
sorry you feel that way. So right now you are on state property, okay? So, and I am asking you to leave. If you fail to leave, then you will be charged for criminal trespass.
What is that? A book and release, or is it down to the jail? You hold me for the weekend,
Well, as
or
of
what?
right now, you're failing to identify.
Okay.
So if you
So we're
fail to-
stacking charges
yeah.
for exercising rights.
So if you fail to identify, then you're going to be taken in and fingerprinted, so I can get your identity. So then I can write you the ticket, and then you can be released.
How does that work? You guys beat me into oblivion until I'm willing to, until you can forcefully, I mean, because so if I'm
Why
not,
would you say beat you into oblivion? Why would you use terminology?
well, because I'm not willing to identify, so I'm not going to be willing to fingerprint, right? So just because you put me in handcuffs and put me in a car and take me somewhere, I'm...
All right, guys, this is the breaking point. The officers threaten arrest, fingerprinting, and escalating charges. But the man stays calm and demands the legal authority they keep pretending to have. And then it happens, the officer finally contacts someone above him. The moment the state attorney responds, the entire case collapses in seconds. The attorney confirms what the man has been saying all along. It's public property. He's allowed inside, and they cannot trespass him. The silence that follows speaks louder than anything else in this video.
be willing to
Well, the problem that we have
waive
here
my
is-
rights now?
is so criminal trespass is just a ticket. That's all it is.
Right.
But whenever you start failing to identify and stuff like that, what name are we going to put on the ticket if you're not willing to identify?
Well, it's not a ticket, though. It's not criminal trespass. I just read him the statute. He's not willing to listen. I will read you the statute if you want.
Because you're refusing. Because we gave you the opportunity to leave, and now you're not doing it.
I don't need. You should give me the opportunity to exercise my constitutional rights by recording in a public space, respectfully.
I understand what you're saying.
So you just don't care then? If you're not willing to do that, then I guess you deserve the litigation that's going to follow. That's just the bottom line. You're going to be stripped of your qualified immunity.
So like I said before, we have a question.
attorney, Tim Hudson. He advised me that's public place. You can be in here. We cannot trespass you.
Thank you.
So,
Swagler?
with that being
Detective
said,
Swagler?
Detective Swagler.
Appreciate it. It took long enough, but
Salem Police Department, we're
You're
going
out.
to be on our way.
yeah, you're not going to enforce. So,
Let me speak with you for just a minute.
you guys' body cam's not muted, right?
Body cam is on.
Not muted? Appreciate that, sir. Thank God. Appreciate it, sir. I'm going to come inside with you since I do have the right
You did say
to.
as long as you stay in the public area, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Don't
That's
go-
all I had been doing.
Okay.
Didn't bother anybody.
With their bluff exposed and their authority shredded, the officers back off. The man re-enters the building freely, proving that the law, not intimidation, wins the day. This ending is a brutal reminder of how quickly rights can be violated when officers rely on ego instead of statute. It should never take a call to the state attorney to make police follow the Constitution, yet here we are. Always know your rights, always record, and always stand firm. Support the channel, like the video, leave a comment, and help bring awareness to everyone who still doesn't know how easily their freedoms can be taken.